NBA 2K18 tutorial number 58. Today we're going to be destroying the competition and also all-time domination while we're at it. We will be optimizing the Boston pace motion scheme I've been showing you guys recently. Today I'm going to go into the detail on how to bring everything together with the Boston Playbook and pace motion cuts to destroy everything else. And if you do it correctly with the correct players and execution, this Boston pace, as you can see here, would destroy all-time domination and really any other game mode that you choose to do this with. Like this scheme, when maximized to this level, I guarantee you will overwhelm all-time domination in any game mode you choose to play with, online, offline, and against your friends. So understand this is obviously a my team and play now and local play strategy. So what you see here is not only for my team. It's just I happen to use my team footage for this because a lot of you want to see how I beat all-time domination. So I will teach you exactly how to maximize Boston's pace in detail today. So this is going to be a long tutorial, but get your pen and paper ready. It's going to be well worth it because by the end of it, you will be dominating at all facets of the game on offense. So here are the required players or cards and playbook and settings you will need to carry out this at its highest level. Such a high level of MT being gained and overall team success to play to this, standard requires a lot of preparation and execution, but it's doable. So what you want to do is, what I do is my scoring system, as you can see here on all time, does not require me to take any free throws because I consider that as reliable. You see, I have no free throw percentage multiplier. What I do instead is I aim to generate assisted field goals with a lot of elite play sets. As you can see, I have made 28 field goals in this game against the all-time Sixers. 23 of those field goals were assisted. That's a crazy rate. So what I do is I maximize the play sets by having the proper players. As you can see here, that's Jet, Hamilton, Kareem, Bob Love, and Chris Middleton. You don't need the best cards, you just need the right cards. So I'll go into the detail of that later, but I do use a rotation of 9 players, and I always have 4 shooters minimum. You must have a stretch 4 as a starter, and off the bench to make this work. My off the bench stretch 4 obviously here is Artest. So I use sets from the Boston Playbook. So as you can see, the playbook I have equipped is the Celtics playbook there, current Celtics. But stay to the end of the video to see workarounds that I will offer you if you actually can't buy or can't find a Celtics playbook, or if you don't have one. There are workarounds, so don't worry. I'll talk about that at the end of the video. But understand, you have to have the exact settings as you see here. So I'm going to show you guys all my controller settings and all that. So just take a screenshot. These are what I always use with sliders and all that. I mean, control sliders. So, but understand this is not just for my team, right? I am teaching you the OP version of Boston Pace. So stay to watch this because this will apply to my team all-time domination or play now online or anything you choose to do this with. This is just a summary of what I've been showing you at its highest level. So what you need for the starting backcourt is you're going to need 2 elite shooters who can also handle a little bit. This duo needs to have the correct assigned plays, obviously. So for me, the duo that I use in these gameplays were Jason Terry, and the assigned plays, as you can see here, is a pick and roll ball handler and 3-point. You need those plays for these guys. So you need pick and roll ball handler and 3-point play. So my 2 guard was Richard Hamilton, who also happens to have 3-point and pick and roll ball handler. And if you want a cheaper version, Damian Lillard will work, and so alongside with CJ McCollum. And I got this information from 2K18MyTeam.com. So if you want to see which players have what plays, just Google it on 2K18MyTeam.com and you'll be fine. Alright, so do that. But CJ and Dame is the cheaper version. So playset number 1, quick for free, give loop. And this is from tutorial number 52. As you guys know who have already seen it, this is my favorite, play of the year actually. I call this the loop katana, and I call this for my best shooter. So let the best shooter carry the load of open shots that you're gonna get from this. So for me, in this case, would be Jason Terry, who I believe has a 94 open 3-pointer with a very, very good gold badges for shooting. So this play ran correctly. Just watch tutorial number 52 to see the execution of it. This is going to get you open threes a lot because I'm holding on to X at disable skip pass and I run the katana or give and go myself as Terry away from the loop screen. So it's always going to be open free, like 60-70% of the time. But obviously you won't make every shot. So you see my Jet there throughout. These are 3 different all-time domination games. I made 3 of them in a row in there. But here, even though it's wide open, I missed this one. But as you can see, the play will generate you this open free guaranteed. I run it again here against the all-time Sixers, so in a different game. I was also able to get a wide open look because of good execution, but I missed it again. So you can't be doing this all game. You're also going to rely on the second shooter. So that's why I told you to get 2 elite shooters who can handle. In my case, my backup shooter with this set is Rip Hamilton, who is also a very good shooter in his own right. So make sure you mix it up, because you can see Jet did miss a lot of the open ones earlier in the other couple of games, but in these few clips you can see Rip Hamilton, my secondary shooter, is just on fire. Now, personally, I actually really love Hamilton's release, so my timing with him is excellent. And obviously, you gotta understand hot zone also of the player, because with this playset, you're always gonna get wing open free. So you need to have guys, if you're really detailed and really, you know, OCD about it, you need to find shooters that have hot zones on either wing, so the left wing or the right wing. And you see, for me to have Hamilton shoot it, I have to bring it up with Hamilton myself and call the play for Terry. And when I want Terry to shoot it, I gotta bring it up with Terry and call the play for Hamilton. That's just how it works. So you gotta call the play for the opposite shooter, for the guy who is bringing it up to shoot it. And here, I shouldn't have taken this, because don't force shots against light contests, because the defense might be able to close out on you once in a while. So if you understand it's not a wide open shot, don't shoot it, because you can actually attack the closeout, attack the contest with reverse layups along the baseline. If you don't know how to reverse, go watch tutorial number 39. So this is the other counter of this set. So you see, I'm calling it for Terry, so I want Hamilton to shoot it. So that's just how it's set up. So I hold on to X, pass it to Terry, I hold on to X, don't let go, I let go to receive the ball. I know I'm closed out, so I attack the baseline. It's always open, and I finish it up with a reverse. So if the defender is able to trail, you see here, I've called it for Terry again, so I get the shot for Hamilton. The all-time Wizards did good defense here, so I'm just going to attack the baseline and I'm going to reverse it up. That always works because of the spacing of the play, so read and react, make the right call. And if the defense is really good, like you can see from the all-time Sixers here, who is a very good defensive team, they actually even shut down this baseline drive option, so that's when you kick it to the big and you have him finish it up. Either way, somebody is going to be open, make the right read, run the right route. So I'm calling it for Hamilton here, so it's going to get Jet. I'm going to hold on to X, pass it to Hamilton, run across with Turbo, catch, nothing, go. They take away the baseline and the big, so I swing to the other big for the stretch. That's why you need a stretch pick for the mid-range. That was beautiful action. And when they're really smart about it, you can see what the all-time Cavs do as a counter here is that they switch the pick. So you see they switched the Hamilton pick, so I couldn't cut through, but I noticed the mismatch with the center, who's always at that elbow. So I'm just going to take away, I'm going to take advantage of the mismatch and go ISO post on them. So that's also great. And here's play set number 2, also from the Boston Playbook. Quick free fist 1-5 horns, tutorial number 14, my original money play set of the year. And this one is just intended to get the shooter open, who you call it for. So I'm calling it for Terry, so I get Terry open. So I'm bringing it up with Hamilton here. I call the play for Terry. And if he's open, I'm going to shoot it. But understand, you can't rely on just 3-point sets the entire game. So obviously, I'm showing you 3-point sets only now, but you can't do that because you see I'm missing a lot of open shots. And if I keep this up, I probably win the game, but I won't be able to compete the MT score. So that is why you need a 6-man off the bench that is a playmaking finisher who can also shoot. This player's role is to attack the paint, lead the bench to score, attack the paint himself to score, or to kick it out to get other people open shots. Now for my guy who is going to take up this role, it's going to be JoJo White, a point guard who also has a pick and roll ball handler plays. So you need this guy to have pick and roll ball handler plays. He must have pick and roll ball handler or pick and roll point plays. If he has 3-point plays, even better. If he doesn't, it's fine. So a cheaper version that also works is Goran Dragic, who has pick and roll ball handler plays. No 3-pointer is not the end of the world. But what you want to do is you want to give this player of yours, so the 6-man playmaking finisher, sets that are paint attack heavy. Because as you can see here, JoJo just demonstrating to you out of freestyle that he can finish up in the paint, just going in there, because he can finish it strong or he can finish it smoothly with reverses. So his ability to do so will allow us to avoid using only 3-point sets. So here's play set number 3 for your 6-man playmaking finisher. Fist 1-5 wide. You can see this in tutorial number 28 and 50 if you want to learn the details of it. And here I'm running the wing reverse options into the layup and into a good finish. So this is very different from what you saw earlier with Terry and Hamilton, because I want my 6-man playmaking finisher to do these kind of plays, to attack the paint, to mix it up, because I can't just shoot threes all day. I will not do very well that way. So here's another option of fist 1-5 wide, the swing to the opposite side, get a double pick, and I'm still getting threes now, but out of paint drive kickouts. So very different from the way I was getting threes earlier with Hamilton and Terry, where I was running, you know, user controlling them to run loop screens around to get open. Now I'm using my 6-man playmaking finisher to drive into the paint, and if there's paint shots, I'm gonna take it. If not, I'm gonna kick it out, work it to the corners, and it's still beautiful work. And another playset for your 6-man finisher driver is a playset number 4, Punch Horn 5 Fist, tutorial number 57 from yesterday actually. That's why I wanted to show you guys that one yesterday. This is a paint heavy set because essentially it's a low post play, so I'm calling it for a big man here. So I've called it here for Bob Love, who is my center at this time. And I'm using, you know, JoJo to drive in and create. So the deeper the handler can get into the paint, or the quicker he can finish, the better this playset is going to go. So your 6-man will use these sets to lead the bench unit because he's getting all the paint work in there, so he's going to either get paint shots, kick out, or nice easy roll shots for all the other guys involved. So that's why you need to run these sets. So Fist 1-5 wide and Punch 5 Horns Fist are the paint heavy set, unlike Quick 4-3 Give Loop and Quick 3 Fist 1-5 Horns, alright? So you need to be mixing these in like that. And with Punch 5 Horn Fist, if you guys want the details, watch yesterday's tutorial number 57. But this high-low option is also a great way to get your backup picks involved. As you can see me here, getting our Tess and Love going, getting everybody, you know, attacking the paint, which is much better than relying on free pointers only. And as you can see, I'm blowing out every all-time domination team I'm facing here. I actually do better with JoJo, so who's my, you know, playmaking finisher. He's usually the best player off the free, but you need to kind of bring him off the bench because you want to start off to see if your shooters can create some easy open free balls, because you need about 5 frees to get the MT. And even if you don't need the MT, if you're just playing for real, you still want to establish, you know, you have paint shots, you have 3-point shots. Don't just be doing one, and work your big in there. Great high-low action, beautiful playset. So essentially you will be running those 4 sets with your big 3. So in my case, my big 3 were Jason Terry, Rip Hamilton, and JoJo White. So point guard, shooting guard, point guard, or shooting guard small forward, because these are good. They're good together because they can all call the plays for each other or themselves because of the way the assigned plays are set up, or the plays that they do come with naturally. So make sure you mix everything up to maximize results, because you can see here I actually have Jason Terry Jet and Rip Hamilton running Punch Horns as an alternative. Because I suggest you run Punch Horns with your playmaking finisher, so for me, JoJo White, but you can still run this with Terry or Hamilton because they have the playset themselves. So you can do this with my team, and if you're playing online or offline, you can just add in the assigned play, so you can give it to any player you want, really. But I do suggest don't just, you know, let your 2 elite shooters shoot just frees, right? Also allow them to run these Punch Horns, these paint heavy sets. I wouldn't suggest letting someone like Jason Terry or Rip Hamilton run the Fist 1-5 wide. Maybe Hamilton because it's so paint heavy. Like Terry is pretty much just a shooter, but they can all handle any handler you have, even if they're not as good as, you know, your lead handler. They will be able to handle this Punch 5 Horns Fist play because this is a passing first play. You just gotta make the right passes, and all 5 players are actually involved in the set. But to make everything work, all 4 plays do require you to have a stretch pick. So for me, my stretch pick was either Bob Love or Ron Artest coming off the bench as the stretch 4. So make sure you have 2 stretch 4 to make this work. You see here, they started doubling Rip because he was doing so good. So that's why the stretch 4 is absolutely crucial. And like I showed you guys in tutorial number 57, this set of Punch 5 Horns Fist is actually awesome to create corner frees. So with Terry and Hamilton alternating this play, they will be getting actually each other wide open corner frees. And since they're elite shooters, these corner frees are going to go down more often than not. And remember, these corner frees only come if they take away the paint. So if they take away the corner free, you're going to get the paint. So Punch 5 Horns Fist is a glorious set to run, no matter who you have on the court. But obviously you need 4 shooters, but this is probably the best set of the 3 from a consistency and adaptability standpoint. You can call this with any lineups you want, but quick 4-3 give loop, I do suggest you call that between your elite shooters. So in my case, it's Terry and Hamilton, and Fist 1-5 wide is a very paint heavy play, so call that for your paint heavy attacking lead handler 6-man. And once again, it's not possible to hit every shot, but because these playsets are so good, you're going to be getting a lot of open shots. The math is just going to favor you if you execute well enough. So never forget, if your handler who is running any of these sets, if he has the paint, always take the paint shot, because a layup is easier than an open free. So take the paint shot. Don't be hunting for frees. Read and react. Don't go in with a predetermined mindset like, oh, I need frees. Don't do that. You want to go in and be like, I want to dunk, I want to layup. And At times, if your 6-man finisher, like in my case, Jojo, who happens to have 3-point play, which is rare, but like Goran doesn't, but other players do, you can still run Give Loop at times because you can shoot it, because if he's a decent shooter, if he's wide open, he might hit it. But the thing about Give Loop is you still get drives. So in this weekend, I will be showing you guys how to use pace to get your power forwards and centers involved, because as you can see from this tutorial, I only show you play sets. Later in the week, I'll show you also how to get your centers, power forwards, so in my case, Kareem and Love, to involve in this offense using freelance only and no pace. But these sets and your big three are gonna get you plenty of assisted field goals, and that in turn will get you way more than enough MT in my team all-time domination. As you saw me earlier, every time I can get well over 1,000 easily, just flowing through this, doing it at this style. This is pretty intricate and it requires the proper players, but when you do get it down, it is very smooth, and you're gonna feel very good about your offense, because these are essentially the best sets in the game, all in one playbook, no less. I don't know why they're all in the Boston playbook, but they are, so damn. And one suggestion I want to make to you guys: make sure you close halves and games, so second quarter and fourth quarter, make sure you close it with your big three together, because like I like to close it with Jojo, Terry, and Rip Hamilton on, or at the end of halves and at the end of games, because if I do that, I don't mind if I miss open shots. If I do that, I can call any player I want, any of the 4 sets, in any combination I want to. So that's why I do it to close game out. And I make sure you stay to the end for solution if you don't have the Boston playbook, because obviously I'm like hard selling you need this to make it work. And you need it to make it work the best on my team, obviously. Anywhere else you can just make your own plays. But you can still work around it, so I'll show you guys how to at the end. But I just wanted you to make sure you understand, rotate through your big three. I suggest have your lead handler come off the bench. But at the end of halves, at the end of quarters, at the end of the fourth quarter, sorry, make sure you close out with all 3 of them on, because the fact that you can call all 4 sets with any of them at any time during the possession, it's gonna help you score assisted field goals plenty. Remember, because the goal is to get assisted field goals like this, and assisted 3-pointer gets you the most MT. That's what we do here with Boston Pace optimized. So, and you go, Sam, I don't have a Boston playbook. Don't worry, the Pelicans playbook has the same exact plays on my team, okay? So this is tips that only for my team players. So you can just get the Pelican playbook, and that also works. And what if you can't get either? Well, don't worry. Go check the My Team playbook document I have in the pinned comment in this video, and you can type in the names of those 4 sets and plays I mentioned, and you can search it for all the My Team playbooks and see which ones has what. There are actually other playbooks in my team that have a combination of these sets. Maybe not all 4, like Boston and Pelicans, but some of them have 2, some of them have 3, and some of them definitely has 1. So either way, you will be able to find a playbook with some of these sets for you to run in them. I believe the Pistons, Clippers, and Hornets playbook have a combination of these sets, maybe 2 or 3. I don't know exactly, you can check the pinned comment yourself, but there are plenty of playbooks that have these sets. But only Boston and Pelicans have all 4, but some have 3 and some have 2. So don't panic if you can't afford it, if you can't find a playbook. You'll find these sets somewhere. So search the document to be sure, okay? As always, thanks for coming by. Obviously, you saw the offense was great here, but my defense is also awesome in all-time domination. That's why I get it done. I'll show you guys defensive settings later in the week. But as always, thanks for coming by. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see all of you next time.